there. Well, that's my name, Obi-Wan Kenobi's voice. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Jedi Academy. I am Ben, one of your Jedi Masters. With me is my friend, my partner in this, Jedi Master Tuck. How you doing today, my man?
I am doing great, sir. How about yourself?
Well, I was doing well until I made that name impression, but
Hey,
that's not why I'm paying the big bucks.
uh,
But
I do it all the time, man. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. You get a few, man. Especially as many shows as you do every week. So you get a few of them.
I don't do that many shows, do I? Um, so, before we dive into Star Wars,
Yep.
how's it been going for you? Anything new and exciting?
Um.
Movie, right?
Well, no. I mean, not really. I started a new job. And that's going on right now. I just started today, actually. Well, officially. Um. But yeah, movie wise, no. I have. Um. I will be watching Love and Thunder. Just let's say that. So that will be something we can talk about this week, Sunday, hopefully.
Okay, interesting.
So I will be
Okay,
watching Love and Thunder by then. Let's just say that.
nice. I saw it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Uh,
And that's why I can't be that far behind. I have to watch it. So
it,
I'm going to watch it.
I'm very curious to hear what you say about it because it's very much a Taika movie. And
I'll love it probably.
because of that, then this leads us right into Star Wars actually.
Yep.
The topic of him directing the movie has come up again.
Absolutely.
And it's bringing out shock after shock, a little bit of controversy now because of Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, I
I,
know.
I, I'm not going to give anything away. I don't want to spoil it for you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
But it is a comedy. Love and
Yeah.
Thunder is a comedy. Some might call it more of a parody than an actual comedy.
Okay.
And people are wondering, can he turn it back for Star Wars?
Right.
Can he give us what he did with the Mandalorian or
Hmm.
with Ragnarok?
Hmm.
Or is he just too comedic?
Okay, so two things. Two things real quick on what you said. One, after watching Ragnarok, if you didn't expect what and I haven't seen Love and Thunder, so don't, I'm not saying this from somebody that's seen it. I'm just
Right,
saying
right,
it
right.
in general. But from what I've heard, yes, there's a lot of jokes in this movie. It's very jokey.
It takes Ragnarok and multiply it by 10.
Right. But they didn't bring Taika Waititi back for any other reason. They brought him back because they like Ragnarok and they said, go do your
Right,
thing again. Now, maybe he went too far this time. Again, I haven't seen it, so I can't say one way or
right.
the other. But I think that's what you kind of have to expect from him. And I think if he does do this Star Wars movie, I think you have to expect that from him. Maybe they're going to make him tone it back. They are. They're going to make him tone it back. He's not going to get away with that with a Star Wars movie.
Well, okay, this is how I think of it. And follow me here.
Okay.
89 Batman came out.
Yep.
Tim Burton directed it, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
And I think you agree, it was a good balance of Tim Burton and Batman.
Sure. Sure.
Batman Returns came out.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very much a Tim Burton movie with Batman in it.
That's true. That is very true. That is very true. The yes, and I agree with that. The only thing about this that I say is that Marvel has Feige, and he's not going to let something slip through that he doesn't think is the quality that he wants.
Okay, but some people, and I'm not saying I agree with this,
Okay.
but some people are saying Phase 4 is a step backwards,
Yeah,
and
I
they were
agree.
saying 5G is letting directors add too much flair to their own movies. Hey Josh, how you doing,
Yeah,
man?
what's up, Josh? What's up, man? I saw your comments. Um, I don't know, man. Here's my thing with that is I think directors should be able to do what they want. I love WandaVision. I love what WandaVision brought to the MCU.
Right.
I don't want what we've already had. I love what
Okay.
we already had, and I don't want it to change to the point where it's silly. I don't want it to become silly again, like Batman or Batman Forever, or Batman Rock, anything like that. But I do want them to take risks, and I like what they did with Loki. I like what they did with WandaVision. I like what they're doing with Miss Marvel, or yeah, Miss Marvel.
I'm
I like it, man. I like the stabs they're taking. Now, do they always hit? No, no, not. But again, we can go back through the entire Marvel catalog. Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3.
yeah.
I mean, we can go down the list of horrible movies they put out.
Now we're getting into a Marvel talk, but
So I just think it's unfair. So,
no,
but my point. Go
I
ahead.
agree with you. And people, I don't think they feel that people are saying Phase 4 is not as good as Phases 1 through 3.
Right.
But I'll argue Phase 1 was good, Phase 3 was good. No, Phase 1 was great, Phase 3 is great.
Yes.
I would not say Phase 2 is great.
Right.
I wouldn't say there's two great movies in Phase 2.
Not to mention that phase 1, 2, and 3 are one story. It's three
Right,
arcs of one big story.
right.
So we were all on the edge of our seat every movie because we wanted to know, when is Thanos coming? How is this going to go down? Is he going to get all the stones? Is he going to do the snap? Is he going to, all that stuff? Civil War. I mean, all these things we were now we're to a point where we've hit an ending of a story, and we're starting at Iron Man 1 again. That's where we
I
are
I
again.
I agree with you.
And again, we're not
Yeah,
going to take the baby steps we took that they took in the beginning of phase 1 and 2, but we're going to get those sort of story baby steps to build up another story. We're going to get that again. So I just think
the,
it's a very unfair time because we're looking at it now as a 3-phase in fandom of
I agree with you.
yeah.
There's
So
gonna
we
be so
we
much.
want, it's like you give us uh give me something, white vision at the end of WandaVision, and then we haven't seen him since, and everybody's like, what it's like, just give it time, let things expand again.
There's gonna be so much in here. I'm using Love and Thunder, and I didn't have to dance around.
I mean, look at it this
But
way. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I get what I mean. I get what you're saying and agree, but at the same time, there's a thing to be said for Marvel having a consistent flavor and one tone. Yes, they all have different genres of movies,
Yeah.
but I think we could all agree Phase 1, 2, and 3 had maybe a singular tone throughout each movie.
I would agree with that. Exception for me is Black Panther. Black Panther was the first time they took a big swing and they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, but to me, I see where you're coming from, but to me, it still has that MCU formula, or that flavor, or that tone.
Not at that time, because at that point we were in the middle of the Avengers and Civil War and all that stuff. So just telling a story about a new character like that was different, and the visuals that they did in that movie were different at that time for Marvel, because there was a lot
Okay,
more neon, a lot more bright, flashy colors and stuff. It feel well. I mean, I guess you would say Guardians too. Guardians was the same thing when that first came out. That was a big swing that nobody
Okay,
knew.
I'll give you those two. And
Yeah. So again, dude, I just don't think you can get somebody like Taika Waititi and not expect it to be a comedy. And if you're gonna let him go as far as he did in this movie, apparently he's gonna go that far. That's just that's who he is.
I think people are afraid to go that far with Star Wars, and not everybody
Yes.
likes that kind of humor in the Star Wars universe.
So it has to be a Jar Jar Binks movie, right? That's the only way it works in Star Wars. It has to be a Jar Jar Binks movie. Well, but it has to be. That's what it has to be. Not literally Jar Jar, but it has to be something like that. A character we don't know, or a character that is just super goofy and doesn't connect to really anything in a super like tight way. Maybe loosely he knew, I don't know, somebody, but it doesn't. We don't need any cameos. None of that. Just tell a story separate.
You're right about that, but would people be okay with that?
I don't know. You know what I think could work maybe, and I think this would be a huge swing. He might be able to make it work. The mechanic from Mandalorian, the woman with all the droids on Tatooine.
Oh God, I forget her name.
You know who I'm talking about.
Amy Sedaris.
Yes, Amy Sedaris, right. If he did that movie, just her, nothing with the Mandalorian, don't bring the Mandalorian in it. It's literally just her having to do something on, and make it a comedy. Okay, I can see that with a few new characters we've never seen before. It's just a funny comedy on Tatooine, whatever. I can absolutely see something like that. But if he tries to do, and I'm just throwing names, Luke, Vader, anybody that's any type of character in Star Wars already and tries to do, what people are saying he did with Thor, I don't think that will land as well. I agree with you. I think in Star Wars that you can't do that. You cannot do that. Unless you tell, like I said, some type of other story. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Because Lord and Miller didn't work for Solo. Lord and Miller would have probably made a better Solo movie than Ron.
Oh, you didn't like Solo? You didn't like me?
No, I like the outcome of the movie itself. Like I said, I've always said it's not a Solo movie, though. Or it's not a movie about Han Solo. It's a great movie. It's a great bounty hunter movie in Star Wars. I have no issue with that part of it.
There's an alternate universe right now.
I think we would have got a more sarcastic and more not caring type of Han Solo, which is what we needed at that time in his life. He's the gunslinger. He's the outlaw.
I forget, and maybe you can remind me here. How long was it? When was the time frame for Solo? When was when in the timeline was that? Do you know?
So it's somewhere between 5 and 10 years before New Hope, from I believe.
So around the same time as Obi-Wan.
Around the same time, yeah. Maybe right after. Yeah, I again, don't hold me to that. I don't know the exact, but I know it's in that time frame. Because I think he's only like 10. Yeah, I think he's only like 10 or 12 years younger in Solo than he is in A New Hope. I'm pretty sure.
And more in it. Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
So it could even be before Solo or before Kenobi.
Right.
I'm not sure. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, so that I don't. But it's in that time. I would say somewhere between 8 and 12 years. I would say, if you wanted to.
Do you think Taika?
Yeah.
Could make not hardcore serious. Do you think he can make a little bit more serious
I think he
movie.
could. I think he
And turn
could.
it back. Turn it back.
Mhm.
And I know he didn't write the Mandalorian episode. And from what I heard, I don't know if he went in Ragnarok.
Sure.
But he gave input on both of those things, I have to believe.
Yeah.
I have to believe he can. He's an Academy Award-winning director. I
Yeah.
have to think he... I mean, look at Social Rabbit. That wasn't a yuck fest. There were funny elements in it, but there was some hardcore drama scenes in that.
Sure. Oh no, look, he can direct serious. Like, yeah, Taika Waititi is actually a great director. He really is. But you have to remember the type of comedy that he likes. He is, you know,
What we
Jim
do in the
Carrey.
shadows. Yeah.
Yeah, but he will always go for the joke,
Right.
no matter what. He's always gonna at least try to make something funny out of it. You know what I mean? So when you tell him if and this is might be on Feige, maybe Feige said do what you want. So maybe Feige didn't step in, or whatever. So we'll never know about that part of it.
Here's a question.
Sure.
Here's another piece of advice that adds to the nervousness.
Okay.
Don't forget me. They have Kathleen Kennedy at the head.
Yeah.
She's not really a hands-on producer like Kevin Feige is.
Right. And when she does, she messes everything up from what everybody says.
Right.
Because she's the one that fired Lord and Miller. She's the one that got rid of who was it that did Rogue? Wasn't it Rogue One? Yeah, Rogue One. The original director of Rogue One. She got rid of him for what was it? Creative differences. It's always creative differences. It's always.
She got rid of Colin
Yep. Yep.
She got. Really, Josh Trank her, or was that somebody else?
No, Josh Trank was Rogue One. I'm pretty sure.
No, Josh Trank was Boba Fett.
Is that what it was? Okay, he was supposed to direct something.
It was more to direct Boba Fett.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards.
Yes.
Was important. And for the most part, he played Maul. Yeah, Tony Gilroy came in at the end, but
yeah,
Gareth played Maul with Kathleen Kennedy.
I think he tried. Yeah.
There's a reason why people think that's the best Disney Star Wars movie.
I think, yeah, I don't see at this point how you can disagree with that. That is the best Disney Star Wars movie I think by a long shot at this point. Now, I would personally say that Kenobi and Mandalorian are better.
Yeah, I mean,
but
let me have an interesting question. What do you like more, Kenobi or Mandalorian?
I think right now I'm still Kenobi. I think that's still, yeah. I mean, overall, you can't, again, it's Vader and Obi-Wan.
By the way, talking about Kenobi, before I forget, are you seeing there's a lot of fan edits out there?
I want to watch that one that you sent earlier. I just watched that video you sent me earlier. Yeah, I'm going to watch that edit.
I didn't watch one, but there's another one that I watched.
Okay.
Somebody we know of made one.
Oh, really?
And all over Twitter lately. I don't know if you've been on Twitter lately.
I mean, I have, but I didn't see it. What? Who?
Well, I guess he put it out there. Smith's made one. Kevin Smith's made one.
Really? Oh, I'll watch that. I'll definitely watch.
You have to reach out to him, and he'll send it to you. I watched it. It's good. I don't know which version is better because I watched both, but this is coming from somebody who loved the show, right?
Yeah.
I love. It was some of my favorite Star Wars since Return of the Jedi, but yes, these edits, they improve it a lot.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine
And,
there's a lot of extra in the show, and some of and even a lot of the extra that the stuff I don't think they needed, I still liked a lot of it. So it's not bad,
right.
you know.
And it, yeah, it's interesting
Okay,
what a couple editors did
which
to
is
improve
funny
it.
because they said it couldn't be a movie, or
Right,
they said it would. They don't. Nobody thought it would work as a movie.
right. It works as a movie. And
I,
they,
it's the
yeah,
story. It all comes down to the story, man, and the writing.
right.
It's and the editing. I mean, the editing is a big
And
part.
the editing,
It's a
man.
huge part. You can't take away from the editors, man.
Right. And
And you have to think
we're,
of this too. How many times do directors get final editing, over actual editors and producers?
well, I mean, there's difference in movies and TV.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
But when you have time,
Okay.
try to find at least one of these cuts
Okay.
and watch it. It's two
Oh,
and
I
a
will.
half hours. It's
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
Oh no, I'll watch it. I have no problem watching that.
And it's something. Both of them are something.
I kind of want to go. I want to rewatch Kenobi all the way through. Like I want to sit down and watch the whole show again. So
Watch these cuts first, then
yeah.
go back and watch
Oh,
it.
I will. Yeah, I know I will.
And,
Because I do think the show will. I think Christian said this actually, that he went back and watched it all the way through, and it plays better. It plays a lot better instead of watching it episode to episode.
right.
So yeah, I think once you're in a pace, man, when you get into a show or a movie and you're in a certain pace and it's just hitting you, I think
Right.
that there is something to be said about that. Yeah.
But, okay, but, I mean, okay, so we talk Taika, we talk Kenobi.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Andor.
Oh man.
We watched that trailer again, and oh my god, that is amazing looking.
I watched it again a few days ago, I think. Yeah. I watch it all the time.
And apparently, the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer leaked yesterday, but they got rid of that so fast, I can't find it
I
anywhere.
was gonna say I didn't even see that. Oh, I wish I would have saw that.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh,
I mean, I think it's only a matter of time before they
I
tell
don't
people.
understand why they're waiting so long, man. They showed it at Celebration. That was 3 months ago. Almost, or at least 2 months ago, 2.5. We're almost at the end of July. That was the end of April.
May. In the end of May.
Oh, okay, May. So yeah, okay. So 2 months then.
Uh,
About 2 months.
a month and a half. A month
But
and a
that's a
half.
long time for a trailer.
Yeah, but when the show is not coming out until February, I see why they don't want to do it.
I
They don't
don't
want
know.
to. They
At
don't
least give
want
us the
to.
teaser then. At least give us like a minute 12 teaser, man. Give me something. Give me something. Just give me Just show me the shot of Bo-Katan sitting on the throne of Mandalore. Oh, I want that. I just want to see that shot like in 4K. I want that poster behind me for our next show.
Okay, let me ask you about Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Are we going to see Grogu eat more frog eggs this
Yes.
season?
Oh, I don't know about frog eggs, but definitely frogs and other things. Of course, lizards, all kind. Yeah, we're gonna see him eat everything.
I know people got upset at that in that episode, but I
It's
loved it.
hilarious.
I loved it whenever it got back to him eating the eggs and they kept telling him no man. I
Dude,
love Grogu.
to
I
this
love Grogu.
yes, to this day, one of my top 5 scenes in Mandalorian. This is no joke. Top 5 scenes. It's number 5, but it's top 5. Is when him and Gina Carano are fighting when
Yeah.
on that planet, and they just cut to him sipping the soup. Dude, that is one of the best things ever. Because he's just like, what the fuck are y'all? Like, what are y'all doing? What the hell are you guys doing? He's just like, I'm eating my soup, but what are you guys doing? Like, he has no care in the world, man. I just think it's such a funny scene of him.
Do you think we'll get Grogu again this season?
Yeah,
We have to.
they're not going to put them back together just to not have them together. I still think at some point, though, either Luke is going to say no, you need to let me train him because something bad's going to happen, or he's eventually Din Djarin's going to finally say, "Look, you have to go. You have to go with him."
Well, no, wait a minute. Now think this through. He can't end up with Luke. He can't.
Why?
According to the timeline, Luke's temple gets destroyed by Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm. He was the one that died. He just was there.
You think people got upset when John Wick's puppy got killed? Can you imagine the outcry when maybe Yoda gets killed?
I don't think that's what's. I think he gets trained by Luke. I don't know if he's necessarily there.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I think they've talked about how because of who he is and what species he is, they can use him for future. Like basically, they want to use him as the Luke and Leia to connect to movies in the future.
But I feel like Luke and Grogu already had the big goodbye. I can't see them going back to him.
I don't think Grogu ever dies. I'm
Grogu
just telling.
never,
I think we're gonna.
Grogu never dies.
Dude, they can literally jump forward 100 years and it would be nothing to him. That is nothing to him.
I want 100-year flash. I want 100-year flash forward
Mm-hmm.
with Grogu in high school.
Because then he's 150.
Him make him a little bit taller.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little man jacket on. Have him be captain of like the football team. They have him be all space football player. I want that so bad.
In the football team? That's funny. That's funny. Hey, look, they could go full Grease and just do Grease remake with Grogu as John Travolta.
Make him a teamer. Make him the hand teamer.
That's what I'm saying. Like they could easily do it. Yeah, easily. He plays John Travolta. There you go.
You knew. I'm a woman. Hand me a lightsaber. I'm a woman. Hand me a... Oh, God,
I feel like they didn't introduce that character, that species of character for no reason. I really just don't believe that because I fully believe we're going to get Yoda in some way in the Acolyte.
Yeah, I see that.
Because that's 100 years before, about 100 years.
Let me ask you that. I'm curious.
Okay.
Would that mean that time you see Yoda?
No.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
We're getting season 2 of Ben Kenobi. It's going to happen. And I hope it's called Ben Kenobi. I hope season 2 is called Ben Kenobi.
Okay, let me ask you this. I rewatched the finale.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the best Star Wars ever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where do you take season 2 if there is season 2?
Buddy Cop, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Ben Kenobi. Yep.
When you take him out Tatooine again. Because I'll tell you right now, I loved Vader in season 1. I love their dynamic. You can't have Vader back. Not
Oh no, no,
not after how it ended.
no. But that was their out with that. The Palpatine scene was their out of Vader not being in season 2 because he says, you're really still worried about him?" He's like, "Forget about him. We got more important stuff going on."
Okay, well, if there's no Vader,
So he,
you have this all powerful Jedi in Kenobi.
I get it.
Who do you have him? Who do you have him facing against? That is not.
The Grand Inquisitor.
But we see what happens to him in Rebels.
Oh, he's not going to kill. Again, we know nobody's dying. We know nobody's going to die in any of these.
I would watch it. I didn't know they were going to do it. Not to mention how divided the fan base is over this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, look, maybe things will change with Andor. Andor's going to change. I think Andor will be the one that changes everything because it's not.
But here's the thing: how many times are we going to say that?
Well, you're not wrong.
Obi-Wan is supposed to do that too.
You're not wrong, sir. You are not wrong. No, you're not wrong. I can't disagree with that statement.
I mean, after the book of Boba Fett, I remember getting on here, and I remember saying, Obi-Wan has a lot of pressure.
Yep.
This has to unite everyone. This has to be great. Everybody was saying this has to be the best Star Wars since Disney.
But I think it was.
Yeah, and I knew too.
But I think even people that didn't like some of it. Go ahead.
But it's not unanimous. It's not unanimous.
I don't.
As much as we love it, it's not unanimous.
Sure.
And it sucks, but that's the truth.
No, you're not wrong. No, you're not wrong. But my only, I guess, little, kind of pushback against that would be that even the people that have criticism of it still love the show. There's not a lot of people that hate the show that I've seen.
I've seen people saying they're very disappointed in the show.
And see, I respect their opinion, and I have no issue with that opinion, but I don't see that. I don't see that show being that bad. This show was not Boba Fett bad. It just wasn't. I mean, and I just can't see putting it to that level of bad. And Boba Fett's my favorite character. I don't want to say those words, but it's just the facts. I don't think Boba Fett was a horrible show, but it was a bad show.
Let me ask you this. Which show is more likely you're gonna see it?
Okay. Yeah.
Boba Fett or Obi-Wan?
Wow. I would say right now I would say Obi-Wan only because they can bring Boba Fett into the Mandalorian if they need to use him again. They don't really need to bring him back in for a season. Where Obi-Wan, you can't bring Obi-Wan into a series somewhere. You can't do that. There's nothing unless they create a series for him, which is Obi-Wan. So
I'm not going to say that it's happening. Yeah, I don't think it will.
Okay.
What if Disney announces one season only? Vader.
We're getting that too, I think. Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that. I would, don't get me wrong, I would love it. Remember what Kathleen Kennedy said before? No more legacy characters.
I guess maybe I don't know, man. I just still feel like at some point somebody at Disney or somebody at Lucasfilm is going to say, you need to stop. That you are ruining Star Wars. I'm sorry, but it's you.
We might think he's ruining it. Maybe she is creatively, but...
Well, the only reason I say that...
the movies she put out, they make money.
Yeah.
There's only one movie that didn't make money, and that's Solo.
Okay.
And there were plenty of issues with that movie.
My only thing is that the only thing I'm basing this on, I'm not, I don't mean this as a personal attack towards Kathleen Kennedy, because I don't feel like Kathleen Kennedy should get fired. I want to make that clear. Like, I don't feel like she should get fired from her job. I have no issue with her being head of Lucasfilm. The only issue I have is every report that comes out about a movie is creative differences. And she is the one that makes the final decisions. And all the movies that she has had creative decisions on or creative differences with the directors on are the ones we hate the most.
Right.
I mean, that's just that is a fact. I mean, that's a core. You can't get away from that correlation.
And man, you're not wrong. You're not
That's
wrong.
all I'm saying. Again, it's not attack on her, because again, I'm not calling for her to be fired. I don't think she should be fired. I just think she needs to give up creative control to Feige or to Filoni and Favreau. Yeah. That's all I've ever said is I don't think she should be fired, because she is a great producer. Her track record proves it. Indiana Jones, I mean, she has a lot of hits. You can't take that away from her. She's a great producer.
I'm sorry.
For some reason with Star Wars, this is one of the quotes from her also, is they wanted to do, who was it? They wanted to do a character in one of the shows, and she said, no, we're not doing that. It's too inside baseball.
Right. No, I'm not arguing with you.
To me right there was the disqualifying creative control statement for me.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Because look at Cad Bane, look at Ahsoka Tano, look at Bo-Katan, look at all these. You have to be a fan to know these characters. And nobody's complaining about it. Nobody's crying about it because they're handled correctly.
Man, you're not wrong. You're right.
So
before we continue.
Sure. Go ahead.
I want to wish Harrison Ford a very happy birthday.
Absolutely.
He's 80 years old today.
Nice.
Should have led off with that. My bad, but I forgot.
Yeah, no, we should have, but yeah.
Happy birthday, Han Solo and Harrison Ford.
Absolutely. Indiana Jones. Absolutely, man.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry to do that real quick. But
can't forget one of my favorites, Clear and Present Danger. Man, what a good movie. He is so good.
I also like that movie. What is it called? 6 Days, 7 Nights?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And The Fugitive. The Fugitive.
Man.
Yeah.
Air Force One. You know, my
yeah, absolutely. Oh, right. Yeah. All right. Look, Harrison Ford he's top. He's top of the top, man.
I like
nothing away from him.
I like him in the Jackie Robinson movie, 42.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Jeez, yeah. Forgot, because he actually blends in that movie so well. The makeup and everything on him is so good. Yeah, it's so good. So good.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks where we're at right now, man, because I do think, I guess I would say Obi-Wan was a little disappointing overall, but again, I don't think it was that bad. Like it was still good. It was still so good.
Yeah, I agree. I loved it.
Yeah, man. And that's why I say what I say about Boba Fett, because as much as I love that character, and there were some great moments in that show, I just felt there were more downs and not enough ups, where Obi-Wan was a lot of ups. There was a lot of ups in Obi-Wan, man.
I'll say it. It's my favorite Star Wars. I'll say it's my favorite Star Wars since Return of the Jedi. Come at me. Come at me.
That's why it's so hard for me to really grasp people that really hate this series, because this series is not as bad as a lot of other things.
No, and you're right.
At least that we've got so far from Disney.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I mean, I just feel like the hate is a little, and again, everybody has their own opinion. I'm not saying they're wrong for having that opinion. I just feel like that's a little unfair to the show because
Well,
there's, like I said, so many highs compared to the lows, you know, overall.
and you're right, man.
Because I've
You're
even
right.
heard people really like dig into that first fight between Vader and Obi-Wan and really hate that fight. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That was perfect. Obi-Wan was so uh, underpowered at that point. He
The biggest
absolutely.
complaint, the biggest complaint of Obi-Wan that I'm hearing, and maybe you're different,
Okay.
but the biggest complaint I am hearing isn't the show I wanted. That's not how I imagined Obi-Wan being. The,
Yeah. I mean, I will
I
say, go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish.
I think people,
Yeah.
Star Wars fans,
Yeah.
build up expectations
Yes.
of the show to unfilled potential.
Yes.
Nothing was going to meet them. I'm sorry. Nothing was going to meet them.
Nope. I wanted the same show everybody else wanted. I wanted that final, episode show where you really see the struggle between Obi-Wan and Vader and the teachings and I did want it to be more focused on Obi-Wan and Vader and their sort of internal fight with each other
And,
and with
and
themselves.
I think we got that.
I
It
think we
was a major-
ultimately got that, but we didn't get it until episode end of 4, 5, and then 6.
Right.
We didn't get it in 1, 2, and 3. We really didn't. And again, that's fine. But you're absolutely right. People built up a show in their mind, and we just didn't get that show. But I don't think what they did was bad.
I'm right there with you. Every episode, I would turn on my TV. I would check my expectations at the door.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, give me a fun show. Give me a fun episode. And by that time, every episode ended, I had a blast.
Yep. And my feeling on the Leia storyline. I'm not a big not again, not the character, not the actress, anything like that. But I do think that puts a lot of holes in New Hope. The R2D2 scene and all that stuff. But again, it's not to the point where I'm like, "Oh, I hate this."
Right. No,
They did what they wanted to do with that story. I think Leia should have been out of the season at episode 3. I think episode 3 was it. But she was in it. Again, we can't do anything because we get that moment at the end where he has that conversation with her, and you just can't, like, even if you like, I don't like a lot of the story, but god damn, like I want that moment, like, and we got it on the transport where they were on that one planet, and he was telling her, I wish I was your father, and
the words were puppy, but every payoff we got was excellent.
yes, yes. Yes, man. I love the lines where he's, you got this from your mother and you got this from your father, and she's like, "That's all
And
I needed to know."
by the way, by the time he left talk at the end of the finale,
Uh-huh.
before that happened, he could never bring himself to talk about Anakin in a positive light.
Yeah.
But what he hit Darth, he was able to separate the two characters.
That's a good point. That is a great point.
That's why he finally was able to talk about Padme and Anakin to Leia.
Which is also could be why he lied to Luke in A New Hope, or from a certain point of view
Right.
lied.
And I can't remember where I heard this, but this makes sense.
Okay.
In Return of the Jedi, when Luke and Leia were talking about the mother,
Uh-huh.
and Leia was listing all these characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
The characteristics he listed off were very similar to the ones Obi-Wan said to her
Mm-hmm.
in the finale.
Mm-hmm.
And that might explain where she got those memories.
Well, I mean, look, maybe we don't know exactly what Leia's powers are either in the Force. We don't know
Right.
what she can and can't do. There are
She
Force
could have
sensitives.
force that. Yeah.
There are people that can see things. So maybe she got glimpses of Padme
Okay.
somehow. I mean, we don't exactly know really what she was capable of, because Jedi have been capable of a lot of things over history. The history of, legends and stuff like that. So
I forget what, I know we talked about it before, but I forget what you said. Rise of Skywalker.
okay.
You like that or you don't like it? I forget.
No, I just got right.
Oh,
I
okay.
pretty much don't like that movie.
Okay. Question.
Sure.
Do you think they should have recasted Leia in that movie?
Nah. No. I honestly, that's some of my favorite stuff in the whole movie is Leia's
Yeah,
scenes.
and it didn't feel like it was forced in there to you? It didn't
No.
feel...
I mean, some of the lines didn't match up quite as, because they were line shot against other lines and other things going on. But I think overall, I think we got what we needed from Leia in that movie. She had to be Obi-Wan in that movie for Rey. She had to die. She had to move on. Or I guess actually I would actually call her Yoda to Luke for Rey, because
I would...
Ray says Ray
Oh,
says to her, he calls her master. Or sorry, Ray. She calls Leia master.
yeah. Okay,
So
that's fair. And she had to die too. She had to die to redeem Kylo.
I actually think that storyline would have been maybe recasting her, maybe, because I actually love that storyline more. Is Leia, now, since they beat the First Order, if she would have survived, obviously, would be sort of the new Luke, Obi-Wan, Yoda figure to
Okay,
Rey.
that can play this out real quick.
Sure.
If they recasted her,
Yeah.
if,
Yeah.
who would have you gotten to
I
take
don't
over the
know.
mantle?
I don't know. I don't know who could play Leia. That's the problem with it. That's why I don't think at that moment it was the right thing to do, because
Yeah,
it's a tough role to fill, like
you know
anybody.
what? I'll be honest. Before Obi-Wan, I would have agreed with you.
Okay.
But we did got a very young Leia, who, I'm sorry, she was Leia. I felt loving Carrie
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
You know, I think it actually improved.
hmm
I think Leia could have been recasted.
Oh, I
I
think she
think,
can be recasted. Because I will say this: I don't think it's fair to anybody that if they did recast her to just write her off, whoever it is. Give her the chance. Give her a chance
right,
to put the only thing I would say about Leia at that point is you have to recast an older Leia,
right.
which I think might be a little bit harder because, well, maybe not. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know.
I think
It's so tough.
I think if you get an actress like a Miller Streep to
Yeah,
be Leia,
it would have to be somebody like that.
it
Yes,
wouldn't have to be. It wouldn't have to be somebody on that
it
level.
would have
You
to be
know,
somebody that
Miller.
would take it seriously and actually try to play the character. Yeah.
In my mind, I have two options: Miller Streep or Glenn Close. I think both of those actresses could have done wonderful
And
as Leia.
you know what? I could see that. I could see that.
You know, it's interesting. Move away Star Wars for a second.
Sure.
Disney is in another peculiar, sad place right now
Okay.
with Black Panther.
Yeah. That one's tougher. Well, not tougher, but that one's
Uh,
tough too. That one's a tough one.
yeah. They didn't accept. They passed down the mantle.
Yeah.
I guess we won't know until we see the movie. And they wonder if that was the right choice or not.
Yeah, I
Because
think the movie. Yeah, the movie. Yeah, you're right.
the techno T'Challa, how do you say his name? I can never say it right.
T'Challa. Yeah.
Yeah, he was so important to the comics and to everyone, to all the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see why they were ready to write him. I mean, I get it. They know whatever they did, they want to respect Chadwick Boseman. So
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I get why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would have made the same decision, but I don't know. It's tough.
I think the character is important, but I don't know. How do I say this? I don't know if the character is even at that moment was too big to recast. I just think that I think in that moment it was the right thing to do because of what he really sacrificed and, sort of he ignored his own health to play that character. So you kind of got to give him that respect, I think. I think he's earned that from it.
Do you think they should have deleted Conan off the shelf and I know
No.
now
No. I don't
okay.
think they should have pulled off the shelf only because I think they can still do it. I think there is somebody out there that can play this character. I just don't know if it's this movie. I think it's got to be the next movie once things have sort of smoothed over a little more and cooled down a little more.
And we really can't talk about it because we haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, no, yeah.
We haven't even seen the trailer, so
I think the one that plays his personal guard. I think she could step right in and play Black Panther, and have Churi as her like his sister as her like tech person.
I'm hearing it might be Maku.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that.
No.
I just I hope they don't make a big deal out of it, other than the funeral itself. I hope they show us the funeral and then we move on.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how I feel about it.
If there's a funeral, and there's going to be a funeral.
I hope so. I at least want to see that.
One of the things that bothers me now, and I wonder how you felt, we never talked about this. In the Force Awakens, Han Solo died.
Yeah.
We never got a fucking funeral. And then Han Solo. Then General Han Solo. We should have gotten a funeral or something, right?
Vader got a Viking funeral, so why doesn't Han Solo deserve it? Well, also Han Solo fell down a pit. So No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, no, absolutely.
You don't need the money to have a funeral.
Yeah, no. I was joking. I was joking about
that. I know.
No, yeah, it's the same thing with why does Leia run to Rey instead of Chewie? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Why do they wait until Why do they wait until Rise of Skywalker to give Chewie a medal?
Well, exactly. And they do it in such a backhanded way. I don't like that scene. I really don't. I just don't like it. I just think it's so like, haha, see, we finally did it. Like, yeah, but
that scene upsets me.
Yes.
But not as much as the very last scene of the movie.
Oh, yeah, well, no. I just think it's disrespectful to Chewie at that point because now it's sort of like it's a joke where they're in the movie making a meta joke about how they've never gave him a medal. And it's like, that's not what I want from Star Wars. I want it to be legit. Like, I want it to be real. I want Chewie to earn this medal. Like, whatever medal you want to give him, and not that he hasn't. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to just be like, ha ha, we finally gave it to him from A New Hope. Like, that was 40 years ago. He doesn't care about that medal anymore.
Okay, man. We couldn't talk about this for hours.
I know. Hey, look.
We need to wrap up.
It always gets like
Anyway,
this at the end.
yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this
Yes,
Jedi
guys.
Academy session. John, my man, my friend, my partner in this. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Always, yes, sir. So everybody can find me on at Jedi Master Talk on Twitter. You can always find me in the Facebook group. And you can find me here with Ben. New time, guys. This will be our new time, right? We want to talk about that. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
No, sure. 10 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna try this new time out on Wednesdays for Jedi Academy, and then you guys will see me on Sundays at 10 p.m. also Eastern for the weekly Uncut. Geekdom Uncut. Sorry.
Yeah. And you can find me at my Twitter, man_Rainy. Like content every Wednesday right here at 7 p.m. Pacific. Jedi Academy every Friday on the weekly Geekdom. Every Sunday on the Geekdom Uncut. You can find me over on the Northern Entertainment Group every Tuesday on Rewind That Tape and every Saturday morning on the Northern Countdown. Please like and subscribe to this channel.
Yes,
We're
please.
trying to get the subs. And pay attention. We have an announcement coming to you very soon about programming.
Yes.
Something that we're very excited for, so keep an eye out. Anyway, that will do it for the Jedi Academy. Until next week, may the Force be with you always.
May the Force be with you.